everybody. Welcome to Burnout Box, Season 2, Episode
26.
26.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of inconsistency lately.
Inconsistency?
We were off for 4th of July.
Oh.
We were back for a week. Then we were in the field last week with technical problems abound. So anytime you connect a GoPro to a Wi-Fi,
you're rolling the dice.
yeah, it likes to switch networks, and then if you use 4G inside a building, you end up not having enough data, fast enough data. So anyways, we're here, we're back, we brought pictures, we brought toys, whatever.
We brought a topic.
Yeah, we brought a topic, a controversial.
A very controversial. We're stirring up the internet early today.
Where's your spoon?
I don't have a spoon, but I do have
a pen.
Pretty badass pen, and it's a nod to one of the things that we are going to be speaking about today, which is cars that no longer come with a manual transmission option. My pen has a gear shift for the plunger. It's pretty cool. I'm struggling with it.
Did he put it on screen?
Yeah. Yep.
This may very well be
the last manual transmission that I shift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if I get either of the cars that we're talking about, that could be true.
Yeah. Very, I know that sounds kind of dramatic, but it's this day and age.
My pen's really cool, though. My dad made it. It's real carbon fiber. Made it on a lathe.
And you shift gears with it.
You shift gears with it. There's a wheel and tire.
On your own.
2 tires, actually. Yeah, pretty
Where's
cool.
the clutch pedal?
It's clutchless.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I'm fancy like that.
Cool, cool. Well, Indy's pretty fancy too.
She is. She got both.
Wow. Hey, Indy. Hey. Hey. Oh, yeah. She likes to be talked to now. She smiles a lot when you talk to her.
She does. And she likes to talk to you, too. She's full on conversation.
14 weeks tomorrow?
14 weeks. I can't keep up with the weeks. I'm just saying 3 months.
It's so inexact, though.
It is. And it's like the exact opposite of like what I'm used to with gestational age, but
Adrian says cute baby.
Thank you. She's
Thank
cute.
you. How many people we got watching?
You have about 44 people here on YouTube.
Oh.
You have about 10 or so on Facebook, 11. They're growing.
Facebook, get it together.
Share this feed with your friends.
There's a whole bunch of conversation coming in regarding the topic and what you should do.
Well,
We've alluded to this topic. The topic who shall not be named, apparently.
Rebecca and I were talking about this in the car. So, like, I have an opinion, she has an opinion, you have an opinion. Which one is right?
There is.
I mean, is one actually right?
We're going to find the right one by the end of this show.
Okay.
Careful.
I feel like we're gonna like a mud wrestle or something.
We're going to make a pro-con list, and this is going to be settled. Because I am sick of seeing the memes and the threads about it, and the videos and everything else. I canceled my GT500 order for a C8.
Drama.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read off some of the comments to you?
Sure, why
An
not?
idea?
Yeah.
Benjamin Ford says, I hope not. Huge Ford fan, but hey, it's your money. 5.0 says the C8 doesn't cost as much. And Benjamin said true, and the C8 is a better handling car. It will cost as much as the GT350 with way more power. The C8 base model has less power. It's only making like 480, while the 350 makes 520.
Have we all forgotten what the 350 makes? So Chevy could not even be bothered to put a better engine than the GT350 in the C8 Corvette.
Those are fighting words.
I mean, again, GT350 is just a Mustang. A C8 is a supercar wannabe.
Supercar wannabe, jeez Louise.
Let's see, C8 so lightweight, it will sure feel like it's got more power as it weighs over 500 pounds less, I think. They're talking about the GT500, supposed to be over 100K with dealer markup.
Drama.
Yeah, lots of drama. And then, let's see here. It actually gets to the point where someone says, it's your money, do what you want to do. And they said, regardless of what you do, it will be cool. And
See, that's how I see it, honestly. But I do have points for both cars.
And it would make good business sense for you to get one. And someone else said, if I can find it, basically that says you're a supercharger company. So it would make sense.
What about tuning and racing and putting parts on cars?
Okay, so tuning.
So
Where do we stand with GT500 versus C8 on tuning? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. We should hold back on that one. That's kind of the bomb to drop.
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't think the C8 is really a light car. Everybody's always given the Mustangs a hard time about being heavy, especially GT500s.
I mean, my car was 3,500 pounds from the factory. It's not that heavy, and people that can make their car weigh 4,200 or whatever ridiculous numbers they claim from the factory, I don't.
I ran 9s on a drag radial at 4,200 pounds.
Why did you put lead in the back of the car?
Your dad says hi.
Hi.
Hey, Raymond.
Jose Gomez says, sup, Justin?
What's up?
Yeah, New Edge says obviously they're going to get both. There's a Supercharger company that, of course, wants a piece of the action too.
So, Chris, what does the C8 actually weigh?
I didn't see that in the document you sent us, so I was curious too.
And then the GT500, I think, is up to like 37, 38, 3,900 pounds plus driver, again. So we have some other topics. We went to Magnuson Superchargers last week.
Oh, we're going to just switch over to that? Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm just kind of feeding the fire while we do some research.
Okay.
Dry weight of the C8 is 3366.
So what is it wet?
Okay, so it's going to have like a...
Okay, so it's going to be a little bit lighter than your Mustang GT when it's wet, probably.
Yeah, I think that's fair. A little lighter.
I mean, I'd say 100 pounds for
Fuel and oil. A little bit more than 100 pounds probably.
coolant. Because like dry weight, I mean, there's a lot you take out when you're dry.
I think, to be fair, say 150. Probably a little bit generous of an estimation.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, that is lighter than a GT350 or a GT500 because when you supercharge a car, when you put big brakes on it, when you put big wheels and tires on it, all that stuff is heavy. Wings. Like in drag racing, you don't put anything on the car. You take everything off to make it as light as possible. And if you have a Fox body with Lexan windows, it weighs 2,400 pounds. And I cannot tell you, I had somebody text me and they're like, yeah, I'm building a car. This is how much it weighs right now. Oh, it's Paul Ferdinando. His New Edge race car is going to be pretty light.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy.
There's not a lot of like body to a New Edge car compared to an S197 or an S550 car.
Yeah. No, not at all.
So, the elephant in the room. Can a C8 Corvette be tuned? And if it can, how much will it cost?
I've heard a lot. Like, cost a lot.
If it can even be done.
If it can be done, yep.
I know if a GT500 was in front of me right now, a new GT500, I could go tune it. So, Corvette, not the same deal.
Yeah. And, I mean, for me, I definitely have a proclivity for unnatural aspiration. My aspirations are high.
Boost.
So
TVS boost.
yeah, so that's definitely a point in the GT500's favor, in my opinion, that it comes with a supercharger and it can be tuned.
It comes with a
TVS supercharger? Is that what
yes,
you're getting at?
yes. And you are the
TVS queen, and apparently Indy's the TVS princess. Ain't ya?
They're saying
yeah.
They're saying the ECU is locked encrypted by GM. Might take a year to unlock it.
I don't want to wait a year to have something tuned or to be able to do anything fun with it.
You're gonna cancel your order on your GT500. Go buy a C8. Can you even drive a C8 to the golf course? Is there even a place to put your golf bag?
So Chris informed me that was part of their release. You can put 2 golf bags, right?
In the trunk?
The frunk. The frunk. I love it.
I think the millennials watching can relate to this. That was always a staple of the Corvette, is the ability to hold a golf bag. Because what was it, like the C4 convertible could not hold, I think like the C4 convertible didn't even have a real trunk or something like that. It was something crazy. I saw one in Chris Yoder's garage. It was his dad's. It was yellow. Imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at it and I'm like, there's no trunk. There's just like a spot behind the driver's seat where you can put stuff. But anyways, all the other C5s and C6s, I believe they've been able to hold a golf bag. So
this one can hold 2.
Do you know what the red line is of the new C8? By chance?
I don't. Does anybody know?
Looks like somebody commented maybe 6600.
Boo.
Dinosaur technology. Is it still a push rod?
I believe so.
I want the dual overhead cam version. Like
LT2 is still push rod.
we need the.
It says LT2 same rods and pistons as LT1, so it's probably going to max out at about 650 to the wheel.
Yeah, to me, this just all sounds no bueno.
So you can take a Coyote and approximately reliably double the
Approximately
horsepower.
and reliably.
'Cause
Those are 2 words that do not, these are oxymorons, right?
The tuning department's going to yell at me if I say that you can reliably double the power of a Coyote with the Gen 3R. You can probably get away with it and probably not have a problem.
They're saying that you should Coyote swap the C8.
Gosh, okay, so we asked the question, did we get a C8? Can you imagine, and we get a ton of, storm of comments for that. Can you imagine what would happen if we put a Coyote in a C8? Oh my God, like everybody.
We put the right engine in a C8.
Okay, you're stealing my mic, baby.
Uh-oh. You want it over your shoulder?
Oh, well, I'm gonna knock it over if I do that.
Here.
I'll get to you and then we can be together forever?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Always on time says shout out to VMP for being so badass.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So there are a couple things that I like about the C8. There's more than a couple. I like a mid-engine car. Like, I do. It's neat. I like it. They drive really well. They handle really well. I don't know about a C8. I've never driven one, but the mid-engine cars that I have driven do handle really well. And physics makes you realize that that's going to pretty much be the case with any mid-engine car. The colors. So if you regularly watch this, you guys know that we can get any car and any color as long as it's black. The only thing that I like more than black is almost black. And the C8 comes in 2 different almost black colors.
What were they?
One was a bronze and the other was a gray. And like they match lava red, shout out to Matt Casati, in their almost blackedness. I like it. So those are a couple of the things that are in favor for the Corvette for me. Oh, 5-spoke wheels. Comes with a bunch of different options for 5-spoke wheels. Most of them I think look like they belong to an old man, but they still are 5-spoke.
So Benjamin says, I know it's subjective, but what do you think of the styling of the new C8?
I like it. I mean, it looks very Nissan to me, but I still like it. That doesn't mean I dislike it.
Someone else says, the C8 will be a total meh car after 1 year, I guarantee. Let the mid-engine crazy comparison wear off, and owners will realize they basically...
Oh, I love a Corvair, though. That's the poor man's Porsche.
That's harsh. That's really harsh.
I love a
But-
Corvair, so...
Once people get them and they figure out they can't modify them because they can't tune them,
It's going to be a bummer.
yeah, and that dealer markup for a GT500 that's like $5,000, I would not be surprised if you're spending $5,000 to tune your Corvette just because it's a Corvette.
Brett Lemminger says you should get a 2021 Trackhawk.
2021 Trackhawk. Don't even talk to me about that. That would make me really sad.
They're supposed to do a Hellcat pickup too, I heard.
I don't even know what they need to do. They need to do something that can fit our whole family in it.
Yeah, we're running out of options there.
Something that I like. Like we're just decidedly in the uninteresting category.
Jeff Scarlin says, is the 1819 Coyote motor the same in the F-150 and Mustang aside from the intake manifold?
It pretty much is, yeah. I think the cams are a tiny bit smaller, but they're not nearly as small as they used to be back in previous generation F-150 days.
Sorry. Someone's sitting there saying that they were getting an echo through the audio, so I just want to make sure, see if they're still getting it. Oh, and someone else chimed in and said, and the oil pump.
1819 F-150 went back to the thin oil pump like 11 to 14 had. Don't ask me why. We have billet gears for the thin pump, or you can switch to a Mustang housing and then use the thicker gears.
Your dad says this old man doesn't like any of the C8 5-spoke wheels.
That's funny.
Yeah. Will there be a 2.3 TBS for 15 to 17 using the patented Magnuson Witchcraft?
So great question.
That is a good question.
So Magnuson has some 2.3 Witchcraft. They patented it for the 26. The short version is you can do more Witchcraft with a 2650, and the Witchcraft matters a lot more on a 2650. Like, the rotors are so much better, there's just that much more to gain.
There's
on
more
a
potential there.
Yeah, so 2300 Witchcraft isn't as big of a deal as 2650 Witchcraft.
Derek Sizemore says, we all know you, of all people, would never cancel your GT500 order. LOL.
Well, so what if the GT500 was the right color?
By right color, you mean black?
Yes, and it was really Rebecca's, and I was going to drive the C8 old man car. Just kidding. It's an any person car. Just because you can put 2 golf bags in the front.
So it's a 2 old man car?
Well, you know, you got room for yourself and your buddy to go to the golf course.
I even found a picture.
What?
I love you, Chris.
Show me this picture. Is that a Camaro rear end?
The taillights are very reminiscent.
They're the same. They just slapped some
Chevy,
Camaro.
what are you doing, Chevy?
They even have the Chevrolet branded golf bag.
Holy moly.
Can you
Do
order
you-
that with the car?
Okay, next question. Can you get some Corvette New Balances? You know how like Vans does like Harry Potter Harry Potter Vans? Some Corvette New Balances.
You know who we really need to talk to? We need to talk to Sherrod.
I don't know, where's he at?
Because he's all about that stuff.
Yep.
You know,
What about the jorts?
Phone a friend. Call Sherrod.
Paul says, hey guys, hope all is well. Love the videos of Mustang lifestyle, Justin. So awesome to see this kind of interaction.
Well, thank you very much. And by that, I think you mean me giving Andrew a hard time. Andrew was actually over here yesterday, and we were plotting his takeover of the horsepower world. So we'll be working on that more.
Someone says, let's see a base Corvette or a top-of-the-line GT500. Since when is 495 horsepower better than 760?
I mean, that's pretty quantifiable.
If you don't like horsepower, you don't like boost, then
Then the Corvette's the car for you.
yeah.
You just made a new Corvette commercial. That's great.
Yeah. And you like to go into the golf course with your golf bags.
John Hartman says +1 for supercar wannabe.
You guys are harsh.
And then Edgar Castro says C8 is just the off-brand LaFerrari.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Corvette tears over here. Oh
Wow.
my god.
Wow.
You saw the carbon fiber roof on the C8?
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or the transparent roof.
Yeah.
Both of those are pretty cool. I would not want them on I would not want the transparent roof on my race car.
Sun baking down on
Ooh,
you.
yeah, I wouldn't want that on any car, actually. You feel like you're like in a greenhouse. Oof.
Lots of conversation going back and forth about what you should get. But John Hall has a question regarding our Gen 3 and Gen 3R blowers. He wants to know if there's a trade-in on kits. He blew a head gasket on my GT500, so I might as well swap the blower while it's out of the car.
Well, I'm having trouble understanding that, but Kara,
Yeah.
I think you can probably give him a pretty good answer.
Okay.
Yeah, just get some clarification.
Yeah, it says, will you guys be offering Gen 3 to Gen 3R trade-in kits? That's what he says.
Oh.
Sell your Gen 3.
Yeah.
You'll make more money.
Yeah. You make a lot more money.
People are
Sorry,
saying,
I thought for whatever reason, I was stuck on Gen 2R.
saying comparing Mustangs to Vets. Someone says, I don't understand why you're comparing Mustang to Vets.
Because they are...
He says this just shows how much better Mustangs are than Camaros and Challengers.
Well, but the GT500 is Ford's... I mean, we're not going to compare a Ford GT to a C8 Corvette. I mean, we could. And then, I mean, that gets definitely easier in my opinion. But I feel like the GT500 is more Ford's answer to the Corvette, or the Corvette's more Chevy's answer to the GT500, however you want to look at it, whichever your viewpoint is.
Yeah.
Calandis says, Justin just upgraded from Gen 3 to 3R last night. Steve made it happen, and see you guys on the 22nd.
Awesome.
Awesome. Good to hear. Make some horsepower. A lot of it.
You have a couple highs in here from people chiming in, just saying hi. Mad Max chimed in. Let's
Hi,
see
guys.
here. Is that a new blower for 2019?
Well, we were working on the design of the 1819 blower. Didn't look nothing like this.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
Um,
This is just our Gen 3R. It's just the Gen 3R housing. I mean,
We have-
not to say just. It's our baby, the Gen 3R.
yeah. But yeah, the 1819 blower will look a lot different.
Yep.
Someone says you could get 2 C8s and RD a blower and tubes on one, Coyote swap the other with the Gen 3R.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's kind of funny. Oh, evening everyone. I doubt the C8 will make it to South Africa. Apparently, he said GM left South Africa last year, so he's chiming in from South Africa. That's a long
Wow.
way to be chiming in from.
It is. That's pretty
That's
cool.
crazy.
But they have Mustangs in South Africa?
I guess that's the way. No, I'm not sure. He didn't say.
I wonder how many GT500s, if any, will be built for export.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
That's
that'd be
interesting.
kind of cool to know how many are going to go worldwide, because they have to build them right-hand drive or in other special configurations for emissions or safety.
The right-hand drive Mustangs are kind of janky.
So weird. I was watching an Australian company that modifies Mustangs. I was watching their videos, and they're getting in the right side and tuning it and stuff like that.
Like, I just feel like, oh, afterthought. We didn't make this. We didn't care about ergonomics for those people on the other side of the car at all.
So, what other fun pictures do we have to bring up, Chris?
Or which topic?
Any of them?
We have the rotors with Indigo.
Indigo?
For Magnuson.
You got to bring that up?
Topper Harley says VMP needs an older 5.4 GT with a Gen 3R secret sauce.
Well, that's funny because if anybody can sell me a Ford GT in any condition as long as it's not destroyed, I will rebuild it from the ground up and either do a 5.4 or a Coyote swap and build an awesome car because I just need to have a Ford GT.
Extra points if it's tungsten.
I've wanted one forever. So our little daughter, Indy, and me and Rebecca spent last week at Magnuson Superchargers in California, and we found a supercharger the right size for the baby.
Yep.
So
the rotors are about the size of her thighs.
Yeah. Is that a 380 or a 420?
No, it's a R410.
R410. TVS
R410.
0.41 liter.
Yeah.
So when she gets Power Wheels, we will supercharge it.
None of our kids have ever had Power Wheels.
I know. So, just something for everybody to relate to. Oh, we had so much fun at Magnuson. We got to see everything.
We did, and it is an impressive facility, guys.
Yeah.
Like the amount of work that they've put into making that place run like a well-oiled machine has definitely paid off. It's amazing. And some of the nicest people you can meet too. Like the hospitality was great.
Yes. When I was chatting with Kim, she reminded the three of you. She thanked the three of us for coming.
Very kind.
Yeah. So we'll be releasing a couple of videos about our trip to Magnuson. I got to play with the Supercharger test stand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's a little nerve-wracking, just like making dyno pulls on very high horsepower cars. I was equating that to them when I was playing with it, and but turn the knob and make the supercharger spin faster. And it has audio feedback because you hear the blower whine as you change boost and RPM.
Chad Dow chimed in and he says, "Swear, I will TVS my mower. Don't play with my emotions." Sorry.
Funny story. I told them, I said, yeah, there's a point I wanted a small TVS to put on my tractor, my Kubota tractor.
Yep. Justin definitely wanted that.
Because when you hit that really thick grass and you just need that diesel engine to put out more than 26 horsepower and 55 foot-pounds of torque.
For performance, what would you recommend for a 2012 F-150 Coyote?
Tuning, potentially an intake manifold swap, exhaust, and a supercharger.
Yeah, basically in that order.
Yeah. Oh, and Mustang cams.
Yes. Yeah, have
Someone
fun.
says, my Roush Stage 3 VMP tuned runs awesome.
Yay.
Good to hear. Excellent. That's what we want.
Slash X on the line. He says, if I get a 2020 GT500, it will be pre-owned on a non-Ford lot free from markup.
Yeah, I know. It's we're not quite, we don't have that freedom because I got to have one as soon as they come out. There's so much fun that you or I can have with a new GT500.
HP Revolution says GT500 or quit the channel.
You got it. We will deliver.
So funny. Everybody insists of different things. Johnny Jones says, what's up, Justin?
Hey, Johnny.
John Scott says, yes, I'm planning to see you next year and add your VMP. I'm guessing he means a Gen 2R to his car. So.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
They're talking about the DCT, probably a sturdier DCT in the GT500 than the C8. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it would have to be. It makes a lot more power.
Yeah.
It weighs
It's
more.
heavier. It would be good if it were. If it weren't, then. But I mean, we don't have any way to say that for sure. But it should be.
Oh, Jim Ferraro's chiming in.
Hey, Jim.
He's texting me too.
He says, I took my 17 F-150 Crew with the Gen 2R on the Power Tour and got 19.5 miles per gallon indicated. 18.8 hand calculated, and that included many wide open throttle shenanigans.
No, that's great,
Nice.
Jim. That's great.
Very nice.
Jim just texted me pictures of a UK export staying with the Stig. So I'll forward him to Chris and he can throw him up if he's got time.
John Weaver says, I hate Corvettes, but I actually did cancel my 2020 Mustang GT order and want to wait for the Z06 C8 because I heard GM is finally going to put a dual overhead cam V8 in that and not use the Dinosaur push rod technology.
So that makes it okay? That's all I've got to say.
I mean, but does it not make it okay?
Escape ST said, no pricing is currently available for the C8. A large Corvette dealership in the East Coast informed me to spec a C7, add $5,000, and that would be the pricing of the C8. Over $75,000 using Stingray.
But how much is it supposed to cost?
60, wasn't it?
60, starting at 60,000?
It's interesting.
Are they thinking like, you know, the late summer when there's too much inventory and they got to give $10,000 rebates and nobody wants them anymore type of thing, or what? Or, oh, this is my favorite. So if anybody's noticed, over the past 10 years, new car options are out of control and the dealers mostly order cars and trucks with a lot of options. So you can never actually find the base model that is cheap. You end up buying one that costs like $5,000 to $10,000 more. Anyways, just a pet peeve of mine. Chuck got lucky though when he found a true base model GT.
That would be a pet peeve of mine too. Oof. I just don't need all that junk.
Someone
Right.
says, no dual injection on the C8, may not even be able to run E85 without injectors.
That's
That's
scary.
a good point.
That's like really scary. And Mustangs just don't have those limitations.
I'm looking here to see what type of conversations we have going on.
Sweet.
Want a NA 6.2 Coyote 2.0 engine. Imagine the power. There's your.
Well, we are getting that 7.3 V8 gas burner. People keep telling me to supercharge that thing, so we might have to do it.
I mean, seems like the only reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we should slap a Gen 3R on it.
Someone says VMP is trying to get all those future C8 customers to tune them.
Do we want to talk about,
Whipple stuff?
yeah. I wasn't going to go into it just like that, but sure.
Do we have pictures? That's all right. We can talk about
That's
it.
okay.
Not right available. I can give you the link to the website. Can you cast that?
Yep.
Okay, let me grab it.
So the new VMP fuel system, which utilizes VMP fuel rails, which many of you already have because you bought our blower kit. Well, when you buy a Whipple supercharger kit, it comes with Whipple's own fuel rails as well, which are also billet aluminum. Since the 2.9 that they released in 14 or 15, it's been a billet aluminum fuel rail. So the fittings are different though. The fittings are kind of a weird small size. So we've got just a little adapter kit with a different fitting and a different plug, which allows you to use our fuel system with the Whipple fuel rails. So that's available now up on the website for all of you that are loving the VMP fuel system but don't have a Whipple
Yep.
supercharger or VMP supercharger kit. Don't have one of those,
Yep.
have a Whipple instead.
Yep.
Something else might be worth adding to that is for those 11 to 14 that were looking for a fuel system, we've been able to adapt our kit to work
Oh,
for 11 to
yes.
14 as well. So we had a
The
lot of
video.
people asking.
Yeah, I think the video just came out. Yeah, and yeah, so 11 to 14 VMP fuel system. We just installed one on.
Available.
Yeah, available. And we just installed one on Chucky, and there's a video out with a very Jesse's head has gotten bigger, 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 bigger. It's close to matching my size, and yeah, he installs a fuel system on Chucky.
So yeah, fuel systems for everybody. Even Whipple people.
What do you think of the interior of the C7 and C8 Vette? Square steering wheel layout, etc.
Okay, so the square steering wheel to me is weird.
Yeah.
Chris and I were talking about the buttons surrounding the driver. Weird, but kind of aesthetically pleasing, like especially if you're really like into techie type stuff. I think they like option wise for colors and everything. I think they were ahead of Ford on that game. There's a bunch of colors that I wouldn't pick because they're not black, but for anybody else that would pick colors other than black, hey, have at it. There's a bunch of options.
Like all the buttons that are in like Corvettes and Cadillacs are just they're so weird to me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
foreign, but like yeah, we're just gonna have a button for everything.
yeah.
Mad Max says, will the fuel system connect to OEM rails on 15 and up?
No, we went ahead and designed it for our billet fuel rails, and there's actually a really good reason for that. The regulator mounts very close to the fuel rail, and that gives it something nice and sturdy and rigid to attach to. I like it because you don't have to find a place to mount the fuel regulator. You don't have to drill any holes to mount it or do anything. It's just
Yeah.
kind of got a place to be. So
I mean, the name of the game with this fuel system basically was to make things as easy as possible
yeah.
and as user-friendly as possible.
Chris wants to know, he says, what do you guys think about the hybrid and all-electric F-150s that are coming out in the next couple of years? You have any thoughts on that? No?
I don't want an electric F-150.
You don't want an electric F-150? You know, so the technology, like Chevy was doing that in the mid-2000s. There was a Suburban, hybrid Suburban, and they actually had electric motors in the transmission for, and what you do is you just kick on the electric when like you're driving in stop-and-go traffic and stuff, and you save the engine. This is all kind of weird to me because in Florida, if you're in stop-and-go traffic, your AC is probably running a lot. So even like the start-stop technology in Florida is kind of useless.
Yeah, I will use when we drove the Focuses and Fiestas in Scotland, I use the start-stop. But in our Focus, I don't use it because,
It's hot out.
yeah.
Now, there is also a Ford partner company that can hybridize an F-150. And like, you know, fleets and stuff like that, they buy that because they get certain tax credits or incentives, or they can drive in certain, carpool lanes or whatever. So
Oh, that makes you be able to drive in carpool? I
Yeah,
actually had no idea about that.
if you're hybrid. Did you see the stickers on Rick's Tesla?
I did.
Yeah, it sucks
don't
if you have
remember
to
what
put
it
those
says.
stickers on your car to drive in
Yeah.
that lane in California. But so
Okay. That makes sense to me now.
so like I don't know, Ford offering a factory hybrid is kind of like a natural evolution. I don't know if the technology will get cheaper or if they'll be available to more people, but sounds complicated and expensive. But people replace their vehicles every like 4 years anyways, so if you don't ever have to deal with really servicing the equipment, then whatever.
Chris says Ford released a video of an all-electric F-150 pulling a train.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I guess they gotta compete with Tesla. They can't let Tesla come out with the only electric pickup truck, basically, because
True.
that would be a big, stab in the gut for Ford, the king of pickup trucks.
Yeah. Best-selling vehicle in the
Ken
world.
Ingram's obviously not a Mustang fan. I mean a Corvette fan because he says less Chevy boat anchor pics.
Too many boat anchor pictures.
Too many boat anchor pictures.
Hey, there's a Camaro on the dyno. I took a picture of it earlier.
A couple people are asking about superchargers for 1819 Coyotes yet.
We're working on it.
We're working hard on those. Yeah.
They're coming.
Stay tuned. We promise there is something coming.
And it's going to be awesome.
It is. It's going to be awesome.
It'll be worth the wait.
Anybody that's friends with me may we keep dropping hints. Did you hear about the conversation at the car show on Sunday? Did I tell you about it?
No.
It blatantly had to be pointed out to someone whose first name starts with a J and ends with an F, that in my suitcase was a teaser picture of the 1819 kit.
Oh, yeah.
And I did that on purpose because I got searched going through security on the way back from California. And anyways.
That's funny.
Benjamin Ford says, I have a 5.4 with a 2.9 whip right now. Should I go with a Gen 3 or Gen 2 to keep making 750 crank horsepower?
Yeah, I think the greater question here is why do you want to only make 750 crank horsepower?
True.
Why? If you can make about 750 wheel horsepower, you will be in the right place. But go with a Gen 3 or a Gen 3R. If it's a GT500, yeah, just go. Go big, go home.
Yep.
I don't think we've discussed it just recently, but will there be another car show here in the near future?
Yeah, maybe when it
soon?
cools off, we'll do an open house or something.
It's really hot right now.
How's that whole Mustangs in Daytona thing? Did anybody go to that or hear about it? Or?
I did not. I heard it was a decent show up, but I did not go. I was going to and then didn't end up getting contacted like I thought. So, but I heard it was pretty decent. I heard it was a pretty good time.
We went and toured the, so there's a circle track, like right down the street from VMP, like quarter mile away. And it's actually a paved circle track, and it's very nice. It's about 4 or 5 wide on the straightaways, and very aggressively banked corners. So I'm thinking we need to do something crazy with them for our next open house.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because we like driving on the track. It's fun.
You're getting some questions, product questions. Mustang GT says, how much horsepower can I safely run on a Gen 1 Coyote with the VMP Gen 3R? I want the Gen 3R because once I get a built motor, I can turn it up.
We're going to have one of those on the dyno tomorrow afternoon. So you can safely, I believe you could safely run 650, 700 row horsepower. I mean, we did that Dude in Blue's car, and it nearly got taken out by a driver that rear-ended him. The engine is fine. So that car's got 100,000 miles, and David drives it everywhere.
Eric Garcia says, when looking for an 11 to 12 GT500, what are things I should be looking for before my purchase? Do you have any recommendations?
How ragged out it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it's been raced, that's not a big deal. How hard it's been raced and how much sooner you're going to have to upgrade things or replace or repair things. The factory clutches aren't great. Anytime you beat on a manual transmission, and even brand new cars can have had these issues. I mean, I've been around GT500s forever, and like manual transmissions, if you beat on them or put a lot of power through them, they just don't last. They need more maintenance, and it's usually synchros. It's usually, power shifting them, and so many people can't shift right, and they tear up manual transmissions because of that. I mean, the engine's pretty solid as long as it doesn't misfire or smoke.
Right. Just basic stuff, really. Like, There's nothing inherent to the 1112 GT500 that's gonna.
Yeah.
Anything that you would be looking for in any used car, look for that.
Yeah.
Some more conversation on the GM. So when was the last time any GM guy was happy with under 500 horsepower and tiny brakes? Now they seem to be all over it, proving my point on the mid-engine craze that will pass. Travis Schott says the new C8 will be an excellent small to medium sized road course and decent back roads, but on big to large tracks, it's definitely going to lack top end where the new GT500 won't. Stock-wise, at the very least.
I know, that's Travis Schott. Travis, have you ever driven Sebring? And before he answers that, where I'll go with this is that the aero of the Corvette, I am a little jealous of that at like 130, 150 on the large road courses. And corner entry and exit speeds will probably be better with, probably noticeably better with a Corvette. So the horsepower is easier to catch than you think if you can handle and brake and all that good stuff.
I think on like amp, that'd be a heck of a lot of fun in
Oh yeah.
Corvette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Gone in 60 says Stingrays are for retired people who drive 55 in a 70 mile per hour zone. Who knows how much horsepower the Shelby will have by the time the Z06 and ZR1 come out.
Oh man.
07 Shelby 500 horsepower, 13 Shelby 662 horsepower.
Now we're up to 760, huh? Insane.
Crazy.
So D-Man Dimitri says, I'm late. Is VMP getting a C8?
I don't know, are we?
I think they're still deciding. Should they? Should they not? What do you think, D-Man?
I feel like the overwhelming response was no.
I don't know. I think there were a lot of people that sat there and said it would make sense so that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can see the business case for it.
Yep.
But I think that people get all up in their emotions and say no.
Yeah, Jason says swap the new Vet for a Ford. With a Ford, sorry. Stage 3, VMP Tune runs awesome. Let's see here. You can supercharge a diesel truck. Can you supercharge a diesel truck?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Gail Banks has had like those on display at SEMA at various points.
Yeah.
D-Man says you should get an all-black GT500.
All black, nice.
I agree.
Right up Rebecca's alley.
Yep. You guys can write petitions to 170 South State Road 415.
And Ken Ingram is yelling at us and says no C8 with 4 exclamation points.
Oh man.
See, I
He's yelling.
told you, people get all up in their emotions.
So speaking of it being hot in summertime and it cooling off like in another month, who's going to Mustang Week?
Ooh.
That's right in the smack dab in the middle of your birthday.
My birthday's smack dab in the middle of it.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Mustang Week at MU.
So, if you see Rebecca at Mustang Week, bring her a birthday present.
I like cake.
I like cake, but the baby's not eating milk, so Rebecca's not eating cow's milk.
I like dairy. No, I don't like dairy-free cakes. Actually, they suck.
Some of them can be good.
They suck.
Yeah.
As the person that's not obligated to eat them, you can say that they're good. Since I'm obligated to eat them, I'm going to tell you straight up they suck.
I'm sorry, babe.
It's okay.
So no ice cream. You're not an ice cream person, really, are you?
I don't like ice cream, but since I can't have it, I want it. And I made an ice cream, and we have not gotten into it at the house, but it's Vietnamese coffee with coconut milk. Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
I might have to eat it tonight. I'm kind of excited about it.
Coconut milk's a good substitute for cow's milk.
Ish.
Sort of. It's the closest substitute, I think, maybe.
I've been liking almond milk in the coffee.
I have a Gen 3R question. I have a 15 GT
Step right up.
with a Gen 2 Roush. I want to upgrade to a Gen 3R. How much more power roughly will I get? I currently have a 79mm pulley with a VMP fuel pump booster, GT500 injectors.
Well, if you leave that 79mm pulley on there, and you just swap that on, you'll pick up like, I don't know, 75 to 100 horsepower.
Yeah, like 100-ish.
But you're probably going to want to go up a little bit on the pulley and make sure you don't run out of fuel.
Yeah.
Potentially run an octane booster because up at 15 to 17 pounds, you're going to want to have a little more octane.
And then he wants to know if his Gen 2 Roush would be applicable about trade-in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Send it. Like literally, send us the blower.
Yeah, get that $750 credit.
So someone has a question about tuning. Hey Justin, I have a question for you. My friend's check engine light on his Mach 1 is coming on. He's tuned by another company and only has a cold air and cat back. They claim it's from an aftermarket mid-pipe, but his is a stock mid-pipe. Is this something that can be fixed with one of our tunes?
This is, let me guess, it's a P420, P430.
He doesn't.
So if it's catalyst efficiency, aftermarket cats will throw catalyst efficiency, so will stock catalytic converters that are, quote, burned up. So yeah.
He says yes, you're right.
Tuning is not a tool to defeat emission
We
systems.
can't fix that.
What'd you say?
We can't do that.
Yeah. So for tuning to remain legal, it is not something to defeat emission systems. So I would just live with the check engine light in this situation to stay legal.
So he says, so does he need new cats?
Need is a relative term. I mean, for them to operate at factory-like efficiency levels, yes, you need new cats.
Jose says, how far can a Gen 2R take me on a 16 GT power-wise?
Nobody's found the limit yet.
Yeah.
We've gone 1140 STD, 1120 SAE, and that was on a stock motor without any other upgrades. I could easily see you making 1300 wheel with the right motor. So there it is. Gen
Does
3R.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm good. Good.
Does VMP tune an on-3 single turbo?
We do.
Just got an 11 GT500. What are the best first mods?
Did you see my video about that?
No.
We do have a video about that.
I was doing math on my calculator too.
And basically tune, cold air, pulley, throttle body, and then jump into supercharger kits.
So Eddie Maloney saying hi.
What's up,
Hey,
Eddie?
Eddie. So do you sell an adapter so that this gentleman could run a Gen 3R on his 2-valve? Haha.
Yeah. We don't. Sorry.
Someone's asking, MPV 1.2, is it 1.2 or I2? Versus N-Gage to settle a conversation with a friend.
I guess I'm
yeah.
everybody's looking to me to answer this.
Have we done a lot with the?
At this very moment, I would do the N-Gage.
Yeah, that's how I'm.
There's
I don't want to talk out of turn about it, but
there's more of a consumer device that's coming out from HP Tuners. It's already out. It's called RTD, Remote Tune Delivery, I think. Is that right?
I mean, if
Jim-
you're selling it, I'm buying it, I guess.
Jim Ferraro, where are you? HP Tuners rep was watching and commented earlier. So the RTD, the big thing for us as a consumer device, they're going to release a cell phone app that allows you to download these tunes over your cell phone and then push them to your car. And right now, the MPVI2 requires a laptop, which is, not everybody has a laptop. It's funny, not everybody used to have a laptop, but everybody had a desktop. Now everybody's got a smartphone.
Yeah.
And not everybody has a desktop or a laptop.
Keith says, I have an 03 Cobra with your Gen 3. Will EGR delete cause drivability issues if not corrected in the tune?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Would you guys ghost cam a 5.0 if someone requested it knowing and being okay with the car not driving like it does when it was stock?
We are going to release ghost cam tunes. Big Joe is working on them.
Big Joe?
Little Joe, Medium Joe, Tuner Joe.
Jojo.
Just Joe is probably fine since that's his name.
Joe good enough.
Would you consider making a supercharger for 2-valve Mustangs?
We have considered it.
Yeah, not at this stage.
Yeah.
Torque Tech used to have an adapter plate to use a Cobra blower, including our Cobra blower. I would check them out, see if they still have those.
So there's talk. Someone wants to know, when are you going to hook up Speed Street 717 with a Gen 3 for his new GT500?
Is it Speed Street or Street Speed 717?
Oh, Street Speed, sorry.
I think we
Say
were
it back.
talking about him.
We were emailing back and forth about it.
Yeah.
I talk to you by email sometimes. It's easier to get a hold of you.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Robert says, hi from Puerto Rico, ready to get my Gen 3 on my 2012 Shelby.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sweet.
The gentleman who was asking about the N-gauge question said thank you. I'm looking to see what else, because we're right at 2:30. Someone wants to know, what is the Gen 3R secret sauce you spoke of on the dyno video the other
It's
few
a
weeks ago?
secret.
Great question. So it is a secret, like Rebecca pointed out, that will soon be revealed. But it is, it's a special Gen 3R internally. It costs a little more money. It makes more power for a select group that needs that extra power.
Not everybody needs it. It's not applicable to everybody's goals.
Yeah.
I think is the best way to say that.
Yeah.
The case is essentially the same except for some internal work.
Internal. Yeah.
And the rotors are the same because I feel like we get a lot of. I wanted to point out the rotors are.
Does VMP do custom fab work? Looking for some cats to be welded into a connector pipes.
There's some good exhaust shops around here that could do that.
I'm looking to see what else we have that I think would be pretty pertinent right now. I think this would probably be one of the last ones. What's all needed to put a Gen 3 on a stock 7 GT500?
So, good question. Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, the supercharger obviously bolts on. Of course, you're going to want to do bigger injectors, bigger throttle body, cold air kit while you're in there. So those are really the things you need. And
Time and tools.
Yeah. We sell like the 950 horsepower kit and just some little stuff like that that kind of has all that stuff together. Or you can buy it a la carte from on our website.
Jim Ferraro just chimed in. He says, I hope you get a C8 just to piss everyone off. That will be a lot of angry YouTube views. Does Ford hold a monopoly on good cars? And then Matthew Gordon wants to know, how much power can half-inch fuel lines handle?
A lot.
Yeah. Half inch is big.
A lot. Yeah, dash 8 basically. I don't think most people need to worry about it. All right. Well,
Anything else, Carrie?
I think that's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We will see you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share to see more content and live shows from me and Rebecca and everybody else at VMP. And Indigo, who's asleep right now. Very asleep.
Her mouth's open. She's not snoring anymore, though.
I'll see you later. Wave bye-bye.